So that means that it is time for me to hit the button and say it is once again that time, America. We should probably get a sound check from the Yona first, I'm thinking. Nope. I got no audio from you. Let me double check on my end. Yep, I got you set up right on my side. As far as I can tell. Oh, I got something.
Let's see if that did it.
Yeah, I think that did it.
Woohoo!
There we go. Sound check is successful. And it is indeed January 2nd, 2025, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies to the audience that usually tunes in for the live stream. We are only live on Twitch tonight. That is a benefit of brand new hardware in the Liberty Radio studio over the break. Do not fret. We will get the issues ironed out and, be back to our normal thing, hopefully next week. But tonight
we're not going out live on the Rumble.
We are not going out live on Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, or Telegram right now. Well, actually, technically we are, because the Twitch feed is being picked up by radio8424.com. And so they're streaming it out on all of their platforms. Thank goodness, we are getting feedback like a motherfucker through your mic for some reason.
Oh, that's because I've got the speakers on. Hang on.
Gotcha. Because I know I don't care so much myself.
There we go.
I'm happy. No, I'm still hearing it. It's like
because it's on the wrong mic. Because it's on the wrong microphone. It's the microphone that's right next to the fan on the laptop.
Gotcha.
That's why. And
that would make
not
sense.
Picking up my microphone, so.
Huh.
God damn it.
This is live radio, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it.
Jesus Christ, man.
I'm glad it's not just me having the issues tonight. That makes me feel better. All right, I just heard something cut. And now the feedback is back.
Speaker I want. That's not that. God damn. Any other time, I cannot get the microphone that's built into the laptop to ever fucking work.
Right.
And now I keep plugging in my microphone and it keeps not fucking working. So hang on.
Huh.
I try to pull this cord longer to reach to the other side of the computer without knocking over everything that's on my desk.
Oh my goodness. You know, the funniest thing about this, for the folks tuned in on Twitch and those who are adventurous enough to listen to the replay tomorrow whenever it gets posted, we actually did a test last night of all the various features except for the stream. So we had Yona's microphone working last night. We had everything working for the most part. We just didn't try to send it out to anybody.
Yeah, so Streamlabs is going to be a total fucking asshole and will not recognize this microphone until I log off and log back in.
Okay, do that.
And that sucks, but that's what I have to do.
All right. Just means I have to fix my audio after we get it taken care of, because now I'm about a half a second delayed in my own ear, which is not pleasant at all.
All right.
Bam.
Let's see. There's only one way to know if this is the right microphone. Testing, smoke, more, the weeds.
There you go. That
And that
got
was
it.
with,
Now I
and
just
that was
have to
with reverb.
fix my monitor. And
So,
we'll be good to go.
I am on the God mic then. We have confirmation.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let's get this party started.
All right.
Y'all
All right.
wanted to find out more. Let's fuck around.
Yeah. I mean, we only had to waste the first 5 minutes of the show with technical difficulties. And
we're
we didn't
back
even
on the
get the
air.
most important part fixed. But whatever. It's this is Liberty Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck
What
it.
do we
We
need to
ball.
get fixed now?
Huh? The other streams, but I mean it's not gonna get fixed.
Oh, yeah.
That'll get
We'll
fixed
put it up
later.
later.
Yeah. I mean everything was I don't get it, man. Everything was smooth. It was Streamlabs. I'm gonna put some of the blame on Streamlabs. I'm gonna go that far. Because the interface that I used tonight on the new control console is not what I was used to seeing on the old control console. And I think there was a conflict of communication somewhere along the way. Because I did notice something tried to pick up on Odyssey. When I went through and looked, because I tried to find it after I got info switched around. And what was supposed to have been a live stream has already been released over on the Odyssey channel. So it picked up something, but it just didn't actually connect. Whatever. I'll get it figured out. We'll get it figured out.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We'll get it figured out tonight.
No, probably not tonight.
3.1.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as a result of tonight's festivities.
Yeah, and then hopefully we'll never have to deal with this headache ever again. That would be the plan. But, we'll see. Life rarely goes according to plan, right?
So, wanted to start off tonight talking about a new type of search warrants that have exploded in number over the last few years. And now there's been a couple of rulings, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, Federal Circuit Court of Appeals, and let's see, I'm not sure the other circuit. There's been 3 different appellate courts in the federal court system to rule on these new types of search warrants, which are known as geofence warrants.
Right.
So I take it you are mildly familiar with this new and exciting legal practice in the United States.
Only peripherally. I know a little bit. Matter of fact, there's probably people listening right now that have no idea what you're talking about. So it might be worth taking just a couple minutes to explain it.
Oh, well, that's great. So geofencing warrants are a Google development in the law. Because, most cell phones in use are Android cell phones, meaning that they use the Goog's platform. And so they've already got YouTube and
Or some
Google
derivation of it. Yeah.
And the key takeaway in all of the Google Alphabet products are Google Maps, you see. Because
right.
Every time you use your cell phone, it's an opportunity for all these strangers you'll never know or meet to scrape more location data from you, as well as other types of data.
Yeah, among other
Big
things.
data scrape festival. And your consent isn't required. That's why the rape is in scrape. So, when it comes to your location data, they can triangulate that through cell phone towers as well as with Google Maps, depending on how many permissions you've turned on in your phone. But well over a third of all Android users give Google outright permission to populate their location files.
Everybody wants your location data. Everybody.
And even if you don't give them permission, they're taking that data.
Yeah, they're
anyway.
gonna get it. Yeah.
So they're getting it anyway. So then when Leos or law enforcement officers, as it were, then will send a geofence warrant request to Google, and then Google will then give them all the pertinent data that they ask for. So, to be more specific about what the fuck a geofence warrant asks, they'll say, hey, there was, for example, let's say there was a burglary at this location, and we need to know all the people who were within 100 yards of this location on this day between this time and this time.
Mm-hmm.
And Google will go through their database of 592 million users.
Right. It's actually it's not that Google is giving personal data to the government under these warrants. It's device location data. The device is then tied to an account, which can then be tied to an individual.
Right.
So it's not like their Google has like photos of people in specific places. That's not how it works. It's all done by device ID. I think it's worth pointing that out.
Once they get the geofence warrant fulfilled, they then get those phone numbers.
It's not even the phone numbers. They don't need the phone numbers necessarily. They just need the IMEI. That's it.
Well, what I'm describing is once they get the numbers, whether it's the IMEI, the SIM number, or the phone number, when they get that information from Google, they then have follow-up warrants that they then give to the phone carriers, the phone companies. And then that's more data that they can get. So in the recent decision by the federal appellate court in the Fifth Circuit, they said it was that these geofence warrants are expressly unconstitutional because they are not specific to a person or a crime. They're general warrants, which, of course, are unconstitutional. You cannot just have a general warrant to look for every single person that was here at this time from this point to that point. And so, like I said, one court has ruled yes, one court has ruled no. Now that there is split decisions on this issue in the federal appellate courts, one would expect that this will have to be decided by the Supreme Court of the United States sooner rather than later, because now, depending upon which federal appellate district, which federal circuit court you're in, it could be unconstitutional or it could be constitutional. And that doesn't make any sense. It's got to be one or the other.
Well,
that's kind of a big sticking point that, general warrants are very much unconstitutional. Hey, judge. Hey, magistrate, sign this warrant for me. I need the personal information of every single motherfucker that was at this location for 4 hours, and that could be 2,000 people. But we don't know any of their names, and we're not accusing anybody of any crime. But give us all this data. And Google says, okay.
Well, yeah, because Google gets money from the government, and they don't want to jeopardize that, obviously. Also, they're evil. So there's that. I don't know. I can easily see, because I saw a story earlier today. I think I posted it in the Telegram channel even, that apparently Joe Biden had signed some sort of government directive involving digital ID for federal agencies.
Oh, cool.
And I can see very easily, because I don't see that being rescinded with the next regime when they come to power.
Oh, they never do.
No.
Just one steps onto the shoulders of the last one.
Right, but I can easily see a solution presented to this where, going forward in the future at some point after they've had time to do the whole dog and pony show in court and all of that, I can see where your device ID number just becomes part of your digital ID. Like that's part of, like, with your height and your weight and your eye color. Like that's all, pertinent information for this individual, which again, we're not supposed to see ourselves as individuals. Only the state is allowed to see us as individuals for when we
And
break
it's
break
interesting
rules.
because, in the other ruling where the appellate court in a different federal district ruled that it was constitutional, they took the old chicken shit legal doctrine that's also used in a practice called civil asset forfeiture, where the federal government will charge your property with a crime.
Right.
So, oh, I see you have your boarding pass to catch your flight back home. But wait. Before you get on that airplane, I'm gonna need to search your wallet for any large amounts of cash.
Mm.
Now, but I want to put an asterisk here because technically the Homeland Security Administration has now officially, for the record, said they are discontinuing this practice of voluntary searches in the airports at the gates. Because, I mean, who's going to tell a federal agent at the gate when you've already got your boarding pass that, no, bro, I'm not going to let you search me unconstitutionally without a warrant? But, anyways, they suspended the practice. But
Mm.
the key takeaway is the legal doctrine that the federal government can take your property or take something from you that's your property and charge it with a crime, but not you. So it's the inanimate object that's your property that's charged with the crime, not you. So in the case of geofence warrants for your electronic device, in the other circuit, I want to say it was the Sixth Circuit, they ruled that it was constitutional because they're not violating your rights. The charges are against your cell phone. So it's your
Right.
cell phone that we want to know about,
Right.
not you. Wink, wink, nod, nod. And so that's the chicken shit ruling that is in conflict with the recent Fifth Circuit ruling that said, no, wait a second, that's a general warrant. That's unconstitutional as fuck. Anyway,
I mean, I could see some progressive minded judge being like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense." Yeah, they just want to know if the device was there. They weren't asking if you were there.
right.
Because I mean, I don't know about you, Yona. My phone wanders off all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Just
I
grows
mean,
legs and walks out the
it's
door.
terrible. All of these inanimate objects around me are so dangerous. I mean, for example, um, I didn't get myself fat. It was the spoon.
Hmm.
And I didn't kill that dude in the war. The gun did. You know what I'm saying? I've never signed my name at all. It was always the ink pen. So anyway,
Yeah.
wasn't me. I didn't make that phone call. It
Mm.
was the phone. Just happened to pick up my voice in the background. Anyway. Yes. I think I've had enough fun talking about the law. Moving on.
Well, I was actually just about to ask where does it all stand at the moment? You say it's in
Well,
appeals, right?
now the appellate court has made their ruling, and so now we just wait to see, does the Fifth Circuit ruling get appealed to the SCOTUS, or does the Sixth Circuit ruling get appealed to the SCOTUS? SCOTUS being Supreme Court
Right.
of the United States, or the fleshy pouch in male genitalia that holds the testicles, SCOTUS. or maybe scrotum. Same thing. Basically, a bunch of nuts hanging around on a bench. Who's kidding who? Anyway,
I'm just still I'm beside myself with all of the technical difficulties that we've had tonight. It shouldn't be this hard to bring in new hardware. It really shouldn't.
right.
It's a little bit dismaying, is what I will say.
There is
Almost as
a
dismaying as getting
particular.
run over by an electric pickup truck, but
There
maybe
is.
not quite.
Oh, what's her name? There is one particular judge on the Supreme Court right now that is exceptionally fucking nuts,
That would be
but
Jackson,
in a really, really fucking
or is that Sotomayor?
well, you got both of them.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that Sotomayor is the craziest one, but you also brought up Ketanji Jackson, who is inarguably the dumbest fucking judge to ever be on the Supreme Court. She is like,
hmm.
painfully stupid. And for those in the audience listening live or later on replay, I'm sure you can all name, sadly, probably more than one person that you know of personally that is painfully stupid. Like when they like you can recall them saying things that literally made your face shriek in pain and agony. Like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It happens.
it
And they're
does.
everywhere, and sadly, they seem to be more profuse by the day. The painfully stupid. Willfully dumb. Willfully ignorant.
Yeah, yeah.
Opinions better received than formed. And in some cases, that really is the truth.
Yes, yes, because it's much easier to outsource your thinking to somebody else. Oh, okay, that sounds good. I'll go with that.
Hey man, I'm just trying to pay my bills. Ain't trying to rock the boat here. Just trying to go along, get along, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are. I think we're firmly in the Fourth Reich at this point. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know if there's any questioning that.
I mean, you look at what's particularly interesting to me, and I've only taken notice to it recently. And that is it just so happened I was doing an Aldi's shopping order today. ALDI apostrophe S. Aldi's grocery store.
Right.
It's actually a concatenation for Aldrich Discount. May have brought this up before, but the Aldrich grocery chain is the
Yeah.
largest grocer in Germany, one of the largest grocers in
Mm-hmm.
Europe. And so Aldrich Discount or Aldi's is their discount grocery chain. And that's how they're able to offload a lot of their bulk foods. And they're then shipped to Batavia, Illinois, which is a suburb of the greater Chicagoland area. Duh Bears. And from there, it's distributed across America and the Midwest. And uh, they just built a new Aldi's just down the street from my house here. And for some reason, I didn't notice it until today. Just parking in the parking lot and walking in and noticing the boilerplate layout because where I do DoorDash, I'm constantly doing shopping orders, and I've shopped at probably 30, 40 different Aldis across these three different states of Kentucky, Ohio, and Virginia, West Virginia, and the building footprint and where the shopping carts are kept, where you have to put in a quarter to get one, all that fucking shit. And just the layout of the parking lot. I didn't notice it until today, but the radiuses of the like the islands on the ends of where you park and just just the layout of the parking lot. For one, it's all done in meters.
Hmm.
And for two, it's got passive roundabout design in every single one of them, which the only other place I've ever seen passive roundabouts is Europe. Now, they are building a lot of active roundabouts all across the United States now, but um, it's European design of parking lot, European design of the building layout because it's a European company from Germany, Aldi's.
Hmm.
And last night when I was playing with maps, um, I went back down and looked at Rideout Road and Interstate 565 because that's one of the few stretches of American freeway where the ramps and the frontage roads around the freeway ramps and everything is exactly the same as Germany. It's laid out precisely the same way as the Autobahn with the Autobahn feeder routes and
Hmm.
even down to the on-ramp, off-ramp design with the style of parabolic curvature
Right.
on these ramps. So what I'm getting at is there are all these places on the United States map now, all since World War II's ending, where we see new road construction, new parking lot construction, new improvements that is specifically German design, German civil engineering. Of course, the Germans invented the Autobahn,
Hmm.
which we then copied with President Dwight Eisenhower's Interstate Highway Plan
Well, I
in the
wouldn't say we
50s.
copied it. It's a very poor copy.
Well, the what the Germans invented was a practice of highway design called fully controlled access, where the only way to enter or exit this highway, which would have a divided median so that it's got one directional traffic, one or two or three lanes going this way, one or two or three or more lanes going the opposite way. And the only way to access this road is through on ramps and off ramps. All other roads, railroads, and such will then cross the road with either an overpass or an underpass. And that was the German innovation in a nutshell. And then when it come to the actual pavement using, you know, a foot and a half to 2 feet or more of dense grade aggregate, normally on a base of commercial threes, which is like ballast-sized rock, and then progressively getting smaller until you've got a 2-inch layer of DGA or dense grade aggregate, and then they put the tar seal on it, and then they lay maybe 2 or 3 inches of bituminous pavement, and then a finished pavement of maybe 10 to 14 inches of Portland cement. And you're only going to find that German standard of pavement on a few sections of freeway in the United States. One of them being Interstate 565, which goes through Redstone Arsenal. And there are two freeway interchanges that were designed there by the first head of NASA, who was uh,
A Nazi.
safely brought over
Yeah.
from Panamunda um, Rocket Works and took over the Redstone Arsenal Rocket Works,
Hmm.
and that would be the one and only super Nazi Werner von Braun.
Hmm.
Werner von Braun or von Braun. And so, in addition to, of course, he was doing the V2 rockets that were blowing up fucking Britons and everybody else. Then he switched over to the Saturn V rocket, or Saturn V, which was the rockets used for the, I want to say, Apollo space program.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Always found it interesting, the naming conventions that NASA uses.
yeah, like because there
Saturn,
was the
Apollo.
Mercury and
Yeah.
Gemini, and there are a couple of different programs there, but nonetheless, because I'm a map geek, I'm always studying and collecting maps. But it was when I was last night looking at those freeway ramps, and then when I was at Aldi's, then I noticed it again, and I'm like, there are all of these new improvements in the United States within the last 50 years that are German design, German built infrastructure in the United States, but Nazi type German standards. Because the Autobahns were built by the Nazis. And the primary reason for Autobahns was to be able to move your military as fast as possible
Right.
over land.
That's the whole
That's
reason
what
why
that
they developed the American interstate system as well.
Right.
It's
That's
for
why they have
military
the on ramps
transport.
and the off ramps. That way, whenever they have to get a motor pool going of, moving 7,000 military vehicles down the road, now they don't have to worry about civilians getting in the way and stoplights and everything else. They can just blitzkrieg right across the fucking prairie.
I'm sorry. I'm a little bit distracted. I came across so I don't know how many people have seen this story. It's only a
Oh,
few hours old as far as I know at this point, but there was an airplane that crashed into a furniture manufacturing facility in just outside of Los Angeles.
huh.
And I was a couple hours ago was when I first saw it, I think, and I was looking for more details on it then. Couldn't find anything, and now, lo and behold, Associated Press finally has some information about it. But
Oh,
apparently the guy was
that's the third major plane crash of here late, because we had the Jeju Airlines plane crash in South Korea
right.
on Annyeonghaseyo. And then there was the Aeroflot plane that crashed in Kazakhstan, where Borat throws the Jews down the well.
Hmm.
And now this crash in California.
Yeah. Which it's a little
So
weird. I don't
what?
know.
But I take it this one was not a large commercial jet with a whole bunch of passengers. This sounds more like maybe a
No, this was a small
private jet,
plane. Yeah, it
small plane.
might even have been like a Cessna or something.
Yeah.
The I'm not sure that the images that I saw were representative of the aircraft, but it looked like a very small aircraft.
The
Um,
smaller type of aircraft,
oh yeah, it
air
was
traffic
single
control
engine,
would see like
single
a
engine
Harrison
4 seat.
Ford. Yeah, just like our famous Harrison Ford landing on the taxiway, almost colliding with a commercial airplane at the John Wayne Airport. God, love that. And that's happened more than once. And we've had that on Get Fact Harder before, I think, where I've brought in air traffic control recordings of Harrison Ford and his antics. No?
No, I'm listening to you, and I'm trying to research some of the stuff at the article. That's what my body language is responding to.
We have a chat from Death to Tyrants
We
who
do.
asks,
Oh
do
my
illegal
goodness, first
immigrants,
time chat.
yeah,
Welcome to the show,
his
D.
question is to you, Drizzle, and he asks, do illegal immigrants make furniture?
Well, sure they can. Why shouldn't they? That question sounds a little racist. I'm sorry, but it
Would
does.
that make it illegal furniture? Do illegal
Is
hands make illegal things?
is there such a thing as illegal furniture? Can you go to jail for owning the wrong furniture?
Well, thanks to homeowners associations, I'm gonna say yes.
Mm.
I'm sorry, sir, but that, plastic Adirondack chair you have on your front porch, that's a $500 fine. You really should have read the covenances and ordinances, with this particular residential community, sir.
Yeah, they don't give
Oh, boy.
any information at all about the owner of the plane. As much as they give is they quoted one of the workers at the Fullerton airport said that the guy was a regular and had a hangar there.
Oh, speaking of hangar, um,
Yes,
I
mommy
just kind of
dearest.
brushed over the Jeju flight in Korea, South Korea, and the
Yeah,
Kazakhstan
let's
flights.
talk about it.
Well,
What the fuck?
as I am aware, I believe the South Korea crash is being blamed on bird strikes.
That was one of the explanations that was offered, but I think at this
Right,
point, most people have concluded that that's utter bullshit. Because all you have to
right.
do is ask a pilot if they think a bird strike caused that, and I'm pretty sure every single one is going to tell you absolutely not.
Well, the thing
They
of it
hit
is,
birds all the time, and it doesn't make a fucking difference.
what's really weird is, in both cases, both the Jeju Air flight that landed, um, and the Kazakhstan flight that landed, both of these airplanes actually made it to the ground with the landing gear down, and both of them managed to make it to the runway even. But when they made it to the ground, in the case of the Korean, airplane, they didn't slow down enough, and they went right off the end of the runway and then hit a concrete Jersey barrier wall
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
would
there was
see
a, yeah,
dividing a freeway, but it was 90 degrees perpendicular
right.
to the runway because it was 100 yards beyond the end of the paved runway going into the grass.
Right,
And
which is 100 yards is a football field. That's a
right.
lot of space, unless you're talking about a passenger airliner, and then that's
That has
about the
now
length of the
gone,
body, or you know.
because this guy already covered 5,000 feet of runway and never did get it slowed down in time, and then just
No,
went off the runway and then hit the barrier and then poof, big flamey balls of
right.
fire and
So I thought the
lots of people died.
footage, I thought the footage that I saw of it, and I again, it's not like I watched it over and over again or anything. I could have sworn I saw the rear of the plane actually dragging the ground, creating
Yeah,
sparks
yeah,
because the landing gear was not there.
yeah. Not all of the landing gear, some, but not
Gotcha.
all of it. And you kind of, when you need the landing gear down, you need all of the landing gear down, not most of it, but all of it. Otherwise, like, the ass end or one of the wings or something gets all scrapey and sparky. Anyways,
Yeah. And
and then in the
it's,
case of the
well, from,
Kazakhstan airplane, when it hit the ground, everything was fine until the Russian, what do they call their anti-missile defense rocket? Well, anyways, a Russian fighter jet deployed one of its rockets that hit the civilian aircraft as it was landing on the runway. And so that killed virtually everyone on the flight,
I
but
would
not
think,
everyone.
yeah,
There are actually two, maybe three survivors who probably wish they wouldn't have survived
probably.
because they're both basically wrapped head to toe like mummies at this point. But anyway, and Vladdy Poots did come out and sheepishly apologize for blowing the fuck out of that airplane because they're
Well, they made a mistake. You know,
because
it happens. Humans make
the airplane
mistakes.
was coming out of the air around Grozny, which is the capital city of Chechnya,
Right.
and there is just ongoing issues with the Russian Federation and the rebels in Chechnya, and that's one of the
Well,
reasons
it's been
why
sparking up again too. It's not like it's over and
Ramdan
done with.
Ramzan or Ramdan Kadyrov, which I've covered with you before, with the big Duck Dynasty beard and everything,
Right.
but Muslim, although he does like pork rinds, strangely, and as I found out from our friend in Indonesia, there is such a thing as halal pork.
Hmm.
And
It
I thought
exists.
when it came to Islam that
You
all
just
pork
won't
was
find kosher
haram,
pork because nobody
that
will admit
all
to it.
all pig meat, all hog meat was forbidden. But it turns out that's not the case. Thanks to Indonesia and other parts of the Muslim world, you can get halal Islamic pork rinds. Just had to get that in there because
Yeah.
that's one of my snack ideas. And now that I know that the smoking country of Indonesia, which for those that aren't aware, Indonesia, hands down, is the smokiest country in the world. And I mean,
Hmm.
when I think of smoking Indo, I
I
definitely
would have
think of
thought the
Indonesia.
Philippines, but I guess not.
Well, Philippines and Indonesia are brother and sister. They're all huddled around the same South China Sea that the Western world says doesn't belong to China, but everyone else calls it the South China Sea, and China says, "Hey, that's China. That's me. It's my sea," and so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But now we're getting into the Spratly Islands, and
Right. Which
funny,
means we're
funny
getting off
story.
course.
Funny
So,
story about the Spratly Islands. They're sinking. The Chinese went in and put concrete on top of these coral atolls and reefs that were 2 or 3 feet below the water, and to get it above water, so that they could then use them like military bases. But it turns out they're sinking
right.
because they're on sand.
That's what happens when you build on sand.
Right.
It sinks.
Yeah.
So I think that's a known thing. As a matter of fact, I'm not like a an architectural expert or a civil engineer or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
And the same thing's happening to the Filipino islands because when the Chinese did that, a large overlap in maritime claim in that area is between, and arguably the largest overlap of overlapping claims to the waters and who owns them and the islands thereupon is between the Philippines and China. And for those that may not recall, the Philippines was a United States territory
Hmm.
for over 50 fucking years.
I mean, we still
18
basically run the country.
right, 1896 to 1948. And boy, you want to talk about atrocities and genocide festivals. Um United States was really went out of their way to be dicks to the Filipinos. Um, you go back to the time of Teddy Roosevelt, there were a couple of massacres where they just went in and what was it, 2 or 3 days, killed a couple thousand, thousands, just thousands, and then stacked them on the beach like Lincoln log fences. Um, I've seen some of the pictures, pretty wild. And then luckily, America after World War II was so outrageously racist that they said, we don't want the Philippines as a territory because there's already too many flips pouring into this country. And it's too easy for them because they're part of a U.S. territory. So let's get rid of it. And there you go. There you go. Shout out to Apple the Apple and Black Eyed Peas. Arguably one of the most famous Filipino musicians. Certainly one of the richest in the United States.
Hmm.
Where is the love, Black Eyed Peas? And I'd say the other band members are probably more famous, like Fergie
Oh
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
Will
No,
I Am.
I was thinking of the Filipino. I never heard of him.
Apple the Apple. He's the one that's always wearing the glasses, the sunglasses.
Nah, I don't pay that much attention.
He's the short one. Come on, Drizzle. When you
Oh,
think of the
okay. All
Black
right.
Eyed
Yeah,
Peas,
the
there's
short
one
one.
dude
The
that's
short
only
one.
like
Yeah.
4'6" tall and
But
always wears
you
these
got
brown vest.
you got the Will I Am, you got the Ho on the side.
Right, Fergie. Then
And
you
the
got the really,
Okay,
really
so he's
tall
the short
Japanese
Asian
dude.
guy then.
He's the short Asian guy.
Gotcha. All right.
Blammo.
All right. Glad we got that
Kamustaka
squared
be
away.
God. Anyways.
Yeah, apparently buttholes is a dirty word on Twitch. They will hold any comment with the word butthole in it for moderation.
Oh.
So that is,
So
again,
that's
that
what
is not
happened
an
to the message
invitation
from
for
the
you
number
guys
6.
to just spam the chat with the word butthole.
Oh, and speaking of the new number 6, I did finally manage to crank out the new version of album number 34, High Yona, or
I saw
High
that.
Yona, which is called the sexual version. And because the song Injecticide on that album, the version on the sexual version, is the version that the number 6 remastered and remade.
Oh, nice.
So, I made the song originally, took all the samples and song stems and everything out of my DAW, digital audio workstation, as it were. And I think it was, I don't know, 14, 18, 20 stems. I don't know how. A lot of stem files in that thing. And I sent it all over to him, and he reworked it and put it together. And it's cool because you can actually hear what the people are saying throughout the Injecticide song. And basically, it's all these talking heads and celebrities and news anchors and whatnot flip flopping. It first got them at the beginning of the pandemic where they're saying, wear your mask and get your shot. And then,
Mm.
and then cut to, oh, people need to be held to account for making these other people sick. And what a travesty has happened with all the people that have flip flopped. I'll give another example. Like, what was that show with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew? Was it
Love
Sex
line.
Talk? Huh?
Love line.
Love Line
Yeah.
with Dr. Drew and that jackass,
Yeah. Adam
Adam
Carolla.
Carolla. Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
But Dr. Drew Pinsky, for example, in the song Injecticide, he got him on record saying, we're gonna have to get vaccine passports or something. We gotta make people prove that they've gotten these shots. And then literally a week later, Dr. Drew once again, all bloodshot, all fucked up. He's like, oh my God, I took this shot and now I'm all fucked up. And this violates the Hippocratic Oath. This is so wrong. And then you hear it from Penis Morgan or Piers Morgan or whatever that douchebag's name is over in England.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes America too. um, Same thing, But I mean, and then with all the Australians, because that compilation of voices is taken from the compilation video that was put together by a bloke named Milk Baugh, who's down in Victoria State of the mythical land down under that I like to call Alcatraz.
Tomorrowland.
Yeah, Tomorrowland, because it's already tomorrow there.
Right. They live in the future. They're future people. I wonder if their genetic lineage has separated down there yet into the Eloi and the Morlocks.
Yeah, the Morlocks are the New Zealanders.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense.
Have you seen them do that haka dance?
Yes.
Check and mate.
Very impressive.
Check and mate. And you can tell the Australians are Eloi just by watching Rachel Gunn breakdance. Right or wrong?
Yeah,
Do we need to roll
sadly,
that pain footage again?
we'll never
Do we
get
need to do
that
that
ever again. It's gone. It's gone forever, Yona. She retired. She retired from the world of competitive breakdancing. It's done.
Oh,
It's
it gets
over.
even better. Her performance was so groundbreaking that the International Olympic Committee said, we're never going to do breakdancing again.
I know.
And so, when I had my show Monday night and the Australian audience members were pleading for me to just put it on something else when they just couldn't take any more ray gunning. That's when I was reminded that that Shazza cunt not only embarrassed Australia for all time, but she may have quite possibly ruined breakdancing for all of humanity for the rest of all time.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
B-boying and breaking will never be cool again.
I have a feeling somebody will be able to redeem the culture. Not necessarily Ray Gun. I think
What was that show?
her
that
legacy is
was on
set at this
MTV?
point.
Do you remember the MTV show where they would have different dance troops dance off against one another?
I don't. That wouldn't have been something I would have been interested in watching anyway.
Let me see here. MTV. America's Best Dance Crew. Is that it? MTV. Yes. America's Best Dance Crew. That's the one. The first winner ever of America's Best Dance Crew went to Jabberwockies, which were the dancers that had the white masks on their face. Um, but anyways, let's see. Which tab am I looking for here? Oh, StreamYard. There we go. Okay. Oof.
What?
Oh, wow, man. Look at all this. All these people are chiming in on Twitch.
Yeah. Well, I went into all the other channels and I let them know, hey, we're actually live over on Twitch. Apparently, that was the only one that decided to work tonight.
Wow. Well,
not sure why.
For all of those out there in the audience,
I know our Twitch channel is like it's doing numbers it's never seen before. That's fine.
If you're tuning in on Twitch and you're sitting in an Ergo gamer chair, give yourself a pat on the back right now. You're doing it right.
That's bonus point worthy.
Yeah.
All right, come on, D, knock it off. I'm not going to spend the next hour of the show approving your vulgar language. But at least we got retarded in there finally, so that one's good. We have to get gay in there. You have to put gay in a comment, D. And then we will have successfully completed our mission tonight.
I have one of my trademark Detroit house tracks
No, we already got retarded. I said gay. Are you not listening? I'm sorry, Yona.
Gay and retarded are not the same thing. And Death to Tyrants, of all people, knows this. Women's are gay. Not all women's are gay. Not all women's are retarded. But there is an overlap there, Kamala Harris. It's like a Venn diagram, 3 circles. And you can have a woman also gay, also retarded.
Yes.
Look at Nina
That's true,
Jankowicz, the
because
former
it's true.
information czar.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Very
heard
gay,
Scary Poppins
very gay,
singing
very
one of her
retarded.
show tunes. Oh,
Yeah.
when that bitch would sing her show tunes, then you knew how gay and retarded she really was. We have freed the gunt. Gunt. Oh, what? Gunt hunt. Hello.
Yeah. So apparently I have to approve or disapprove various words in the English language for use on the Twitch channel. This was something I was not aware of that was a component of Twitch. It's actually kind of interesting.
So is gunt is an allowed word?
It is now. I allowed it. I said we can do that.
Oh.
We can do gunt.
So,
That's fine.
So you can ban certain words then.
Correct.
Okay, there is one word you do need to ban immediately, and
What's
that's
that?
dry.
What?
Dry.
Why?
D-R-Y.
Why?
Dry. We will not tolerate any dry comments, any dry humor. We keep it moist here. We're getting fact harder.
I'm going to allow it.
Keep it wet.
I'm going to let it go.
No dry humor here.
I'm really curious to find out why this plane crashed. I don't know why either, but it's bugging me.
Man.
Why would that be?
I'm getting so thirsty. I'm going to have to go get me something to drink. But that's okay, because I think we're about to hit the audience with Wayne Brady saying, I'm going to estimate about 142 times during this song. Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch? Which I think that was my buddy Deadfella's favorite part of the song. No, it wasn't. His favorite part was, I think where Buck Nasty says, "Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death." Then cue the laugh track, because my style of adding vocals to most of my Detroit house music is the old Too Cool Chris style. From, shout out to the old Chicago style house music from the 1990s, where I like to just repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat, and so that the vocals become a percussion instrument itself. And so for people not used to Chicago house music, it just sounds like a whole bunch of repetitive vocals, because it is. But the repetitive vocal becomes part of the techno percussion track.
Right.
It's
a rhythm
just
unto itself.
Just like dubstep. I've bitched about dubstep before. I'm not going to pick back up where I left off last time. It's just not my style.
That's fine. It's not for everybody.
As Willis would say on Different Strokes, or what was it? No, Gary Coleman. What you talking about, Willis? Different strokes for different folks. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think everybody on that TV show went nuts. The chick, Dana Plato, she ended up doing a Playboy pictorial, then
Oh
got into
yeah,
the drugs.
she went like full hardcore. She's
Yeah,
like,
and
I'm just
then
gonna become an addict and a whore,
and
and
did
she
porn movies.
accomplished it.
And she did some porn movies before
Yeah,
she croaked.
Todd Bridges,
And
what
then,
he robbed a convenience store or something.
yeah,
He ended up
Willis,
in prison. Yeah,
Todd Bridges, he ended up pulling hard time.
yeah.
And then, Gary Coleman, didn't he run for president?
He ran for a couple of different
Yeah.
offices,
Um,
if memory serves correctly. I don't ever
and
remember
he
him
turned
going
out to be
crazy
kind of
though.
a batshit crazy asshole. A little bit.
Eh,
A little bit.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I met him a long, long time ago, and he was a nice person then. So that's always been my impression of him.
But of course, they were all child actors
Mm-hmm.
on a syndicated television show. And the point being, that show kind of fucked them up for life.
As it did with quite a few of the 80s sitcom children.
Oh, yeah. The first name that comes to mind is Corey Feldman.
Yeah, yeah.
And who was the other Corey that was with them? Was it Corey Haim?
Yeah, Corey Haim.
Corey Haim and Corey, because they were on the what was that vampire movie?
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because that had NXS on that track.
Mm-hmm.
NXS did a song for Lost Boys soundtrack.
Yep. Donald Sutherland's
I'm not,
kid was in that movie.
yeah, yeah. Kiefer, Queefer. Wow, I can remember doing lines of coke off of the CD case for Lost Boys.
Wow.
Fuck yeah, man.
No,
And that was
there
the
was a
same.
lot of
I had the
bad
little
shit
zipper
going
thing,
on.
where you could put your CDs in the sleeve, and then it had a second compartment where you still had them in the actual jewel box, and you could put them in there, and then the zipper come all the way around.
Yeah.
And I had that Lost Boys in there, and I had Guns N' Roses. Um, fuck, what was the first album
Guns N' Roses? That was
with
Appetite
Sweet
for
Child of Mine?
Destruction.
Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had Appetite in there, and both of those CD boxes were all cut up with fucking razor lines from chopping lines. And it wasn't all coke. I mean, a lot of it was just pills and shit busted up.
Oh yeah.
But the funny thing is,
I've
Guns N'
never
Roses then
understood why
came
people
out.
use their CDs for that.
Well, I mean,
Always
I was
blew my
actually
mind.
using the CD case, not the
Oh.
CD
Oh.
itself, but
Well, some
the
people
CD
did
case.
use their CDs for the same purpose, and then they were
Right,
like, I
right.
don't understand why it doesn't play anymore.
But then Guns N' Roses came out with a CD that actually had on the CD the fucking cut lines from where it looked like you'd been cutting out lines of coke on the CD.
Yes, yes, I do remember that.
And I think that was Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Might have been.
Shout out to Mr. Brownstone. He keeps knocking and he won't leave me alone.
That's right. I always thought that
He
was
used to do a
actually
little, but
what.
a little wouldn't do it, so a little got more and more. Yeah, you know how a song goes.
Yeah. I always thought that was supposed to be part of the imagery of the artwork in the Downward Spiral.
Yeah.
Because there's that one piece where it's just like squiggly lines basically, and I was like, I bet those are lines of coke or meth or something.
Yeah. Bingo.
Yeah. My goodness, I thought you were gonna play music. You were talking about it,
Yeah, yeah.
but I guess
I'm getting
not.
it lined up here. I just
Oh,
got distracted thinking about chop your breakfast on a mirror. Um,
I mean
which
those
that
were
would
the
be a
days.
line from, is that Master of Puppets? Chop your breakfast on a mirror. Come to me, you'll see.
Might be.
Yeah. Master, master of puppets are pulling the strings. Yeah, that's Metallica. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway.
There you go. Get closer to the mic when you cough.
Whoa, there's two versions. Do I go with the underwear dick hole remix or the beat to death remix? I'm gonna go with the beat to death remix.
Rose is laying down the law at the back of the house. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. Better now than at 4 a.m. That's what I say.
I just need to figure out.
There's something coming around that's spooking Major Tom. So Major Tom's finally allowed to go outside now. I still don't think he knows exactly what his nuts are for yet, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I just haven't seen any indication of it. But I have noticed a couple of times this week, he comes inside and he's all puffed up. You know, his tail, his fur on the back. Yeah. I'm like, the fuck's got you all jacked up?
So, I remember doing a song before where I had these dandies of the Congo featured in a video. I don't remember what song or video it was now, but nonetheless, down in Africa, in what was formerly known as the Belgian Congo, also formerly known as Zaire, currently known as both the Congo and the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is actually two different countries that join side by side. And these Congo dandies, basically, walk around like pimps dressed to the nines. And they're get-togethers where everyone's wearing the fine threads. Their little group is called Les Sapeurs, Sapeurs, Sapeur, which refers to La Sape, Sape, La Sape. Now, that in itself is a word in French. La Sape in Italian is Il Fauci, like Anthony Fauci.
Right.
Sape, Fauci. It means sickle, like the kind that Death would use, that he's leaning against the claw machine while he's trying to pull another body out.
Right.
It's a sickle, a scythe. Yeah. But SAPE, SAPE, stands for La Société des Ambianceurs et des Personnes Élégantes, better known as the acronym SAP. And so what does that mean in English? Society of influencers and elegant persons. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Elegant persons and influencers. Buck Nasty, beat to death.
Oh, wow.
Now we tried this out last night.
Yeah, it worked last night.
And it worked last night, so here goes nothing.
Mode vestimentaire sophistiqué ou de couleur, posture atypique, une manière de défiler à eux propre, une gestuelle et un vocabulaire recherché et maîtrisé.
Going through just fine. I'll be right back.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Now that man right there, I'd hate to fight. She wears underwear with dick holes in them.
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Live from the 304.
Them lames ain't even got no shoes on, Jack. I could never go out like that.
Buck Nasty, have some respect. One of these men could be your great-granddaddy.
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Now that man right there hates to fight. She wears underwear with dick holes in them.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Now that man right there hates to fight. She wears underwear with dick holes in them.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Now that man right there hates to fight. She wears underwear with dick holes in them.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Now that man right there hates to fight. She wears underwear with dick holes in them.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to?
And there he went. Let's see if he comes back. What happened? You there? Can you hear me? Yona?
have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Now that man right there, I hate to fight. She wears underwear with dick holes in them.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Now that man right there, I hate to fight. She wears underwear with dick holes in them.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Way to go with the native advertising there, Kenneth.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Man, you ought to take that cane and beat whoever made that suit to death.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
Oh, it's over. Okay.
Damn.
Stop.
What happened? What happened in the middle?
What do you mean?
You cut out on me, and then you pop back in.
So whenever there is connectivity issues with my upload speed, StreamYard, I mean, not StreamYard, it's
Streamlabs.
Streamlabs
Right.
will just drop me from the stream. And then when my upload speed is back good, it'll just bring me back on. And so what I see on my end, I know that I've been dropped when I look up at the Streamlabs page, and all I see is the Streamlabs up in the left corner, the words powered by Streamlabs. And in the middle of the screen is just the spinning wheel.
Gotcha.
And all I've got is spinning wheel. And then after maybe 15, 20, 30 seconds or longer, poof, there's Drizzle again. And oh, there's the stream chat again. And oh, there's my video playing again. Oh, great, it's working again.
That makes
That's
sense.
fine.
That
That's
makes
nice.
sense.
It's working again.
Well, at least it only does it every so often.
Desi, I was dancing during that song. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, I had it wrong. It was actually Major Tom was outside. He was the one causing the commotion. Rose was asleep in the bedroom. She came running. As soon as the song started playing, she was like, I can go out there. I can solve this. So
I
had
am
to get
naked
up,
from
let her
the
out.
I am naked from the waist down, Death. Again wrong. Again, I have to correct you. And so Rose came back.
No, she was in the house. Major
I'm
Tom
talking
was
about
outside.
when Rose went missing for days and days.
Yeah,
and
that was
days.
weeks ago. That was like almost a month ago.
Right. And
Yeah.
she came back.
She came back, yeah. And we took her to the doctor, and we got her a shot to get rid of most likely what was causing the problem. And she got some antibiotics,
Now,
but she
did you
didn't do the full course.
did you do the feline intelligence test with Briar Rose, or only with the confirmed retard Major Tom?
I did it with Briar Rose after the test with Major Tom. I actually administered the test to Rose myself after I had been instructed on how it was done by a professional.
Suspense is killing me. I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Yeah, I did.
And
she is not retarded.
Obviously.
Yeah. She's a badass, man. Like,
again with the Denzel Washington relieved meme.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've owned a cat with as nasty an attitude as she has. I mean, I'll pick her up and she will growl while I'm holding her.
Again, I don't know how many times I have to tell the audience. People own dogs. Cats own people.
Well, I still say she chose me. I didn't choose her.
That's how it works with cats. If the cat likes you enough,
Major
the
Tom.
cat will owe
I'm
you.
want that
Otherwise,
one.
fuck off. They'll just run off.
Yeah.
And they won't come back. She comes back because she claims you.
No, and she knows that there's food here.
That too.
Yeah. That's a bonus. But yeah, it's quiet out there now.
How dare you, Drizzle, says Death to Tyrants. It's only fair if you also do the retard test, spin around drunk as fuck for a minute, and see if you hit the wall.
No, it's not about it hitting the wall, D. That's where you've got it all wrong. That's not what the test is about.
For those in Australia listening, where he says spin around drunk as fuck, that would be willy bloody pissed. Anyway.
Because if you I didn't even get that one. Where's the car
willy
crash
willy?
at?
Willy willy is the Australian term for a tornado or a twister.
Okay.
So if you willy, you're spinning yourself around, and then if you're bloody pissed, in Australian that means you're drunk as fuck.
Right.
So willy, bloody pissed, or spin around drunk as fuck. These are both English languages, just different dialects.
So you claim. That some people claim Australia is a real place. I don't believe it.
One of these days, I'll gather up the courage and the $5,814 necessary to book a flight with Qantas to get to the mystical land down under. Did I say mystical? I meant mythical.
Well, it's interchangeable words, really. All right, I guess we have to get to the big show in Las Vegas, right?
Well, I did kind of telegraph the past there in a chat that I put out earlier. New Orleans, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. Just 4 more days to Derp Day, yeah, so what's going on with all of these obvious reasons why we need more fascism? With all these terrorisms going on. What the fuck's going on with that?
I mean, it's New Year. It's another chance for people to make their mark on the world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think these are just eager beavers is what it is. These are people looking to knock out their New Year's resolutions early. And apparently they're very determined people because they're getting it done. I mean, they got it done in New Orleans. They got it done in Vegas. They got it done in New York City a few times. There's been a lot of resolution chasing going on in New York City the past couple days. I don't know if it's not just the nightclub that got shot up last night,
right?
So there was that. There was also the dude getting pushed into the subway car that was moving.
And that's after the homeless chick on the subway was lit on fire.
Was lit on fire, right? Yeah. Again, are these... obviously, the Cybertruck in front of the Trump Hotel has obvious symbolism, right? Like you're supposed to have like an emotional attachment to the images that you're seeing because of the personalities that are associated with the names and the objects.
We have to point out to the audience that Elon Musk did very, very loudly note to the world that was a bomb that went off in his Cybertruck, and it totally was not his battery going into thermal runway mode.
Well, yeah, which anybody who would have done even like the most minimal amount of forensic work on just the photographs that were coming out from it would have been able to determine that as well. He's not a genius for trying to cover his ass in public over a product that he knows, has exploded on its own more than a few times.
That to me was the telltale sign that this was a publicity stunt.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Because one of the things that I saw pointed out in one
I was on the fence until he said that. Then that drove it home.
One of the news reports demonstrated, they were like, it's actually the way the vehicle is built that directed the force of the explosion upward so that it didn't even damage any of the glass or the doors or anything. I was like, holy shit, this is a fucking native ad.
Yeah. Yep. Bingo. Bingo. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long way to go, but I mean, I guess if you got the money to do it.
And the best part of all is,
got a lot of eyeballs on it.
Now we get to hunt down some more DVEs, which for those that aren't familiar with the current leet speak of the HSA, Homeland Security Administration, DVEs would be domestic violent extreme because of extremisms. They melt in the mouth and the hand. Hashtag my Oregon.
Right, except for Patriot Front. Because remember, they're retired now. They're out of the game. They're not doing that anymore.
So I guess Patriot Front is no longer corporate Ukrainian Waffen SS. They're now like owner franchisees, basically.
No, they're just they're done. They called.
They went out of business.
They went out of business. Yeah.
So it's like a Bennigan's that you thought was open, but you're in Booger. Sorry,
right.
Everything's closed.
That's right.
I didn't forget about Booger or Bourget or.
You're gonna hold on to that for quite a while. I have a feeling. That's okay.
I will
That's
never stop bitching about that fucking town. And thank God we made it to Amarillo. I thought for sure we were going to run out of gas.
It's a good thing we didn't. I thought for sure we were going to die in the hurricane on the way back, but that didn't happen either. So,
what did we end up getting to eat?
Oh, we went to like some burger joint in Amarillo.
Oh, I remember right off.
Yeah, it was some like themed sports bar type of thing that had crazy burgers and
and the dirty floors and poor service. That really helps narrow it down, doesn't it? All right, sports bar with dirty floors and bad service. Which restaurant is that? That's a long list. I'm still getting.
That's a very long list.
That's a very long list.
And I'm not even sure that this was like a chain. This might have been like a local thing. Because again, it was in Amarillo, which is kind of out of the way.
Yeah. Wow.
No.
And speaking of Amarillo, isn't that where Texas Slim hails from?
Is it?
The beef intelligencer?
I don't know. I don't have a dossier on him.
There's a lot of
one?
cows out there. A lot of cows out there in Panhandle and West Texas.
I always heard it was steers and queers.
Yeah. Ain't no. What was that? There's only two kinds I know from Oklahoma, boy. Steers and queers. I don't see no horns on you.
I try not to say that too much since I live in Texas.
Yeah.
I figure people probably don't like that too much.
But to be fair, the panhandle of Oklahoma is actually part of Texas.
Used to be.
They just took it.
Yeah. It's like what Israel did with Gaza.
And do you know why they gave the panhandle strip off the top of Texas to Oklahoma?
Because Texas didn't want it anyway?
Because at the time, Oklahoma was the Indian territory. And they wanted to provide a strip of land for the Indian tribes in Oklahoma to be able to interact and travel to the other Indian tribes in New Mexico and Colorado without having to go through Texas. Because Texas at the time was fighting Comanches. And they didn't want a whole bunch of Indians cutting back and forth across Texas. So they worked out a deal where Oklahoma will have its own strip of land where they can, if the Osage and the Hopis want to powwow together, now they don't have to go through Texas to do it. And they don't have to go through Colorado because Colorado was like, fuck a bunch of Indians.
So it was basically like
Creek
Gaza.
Massacre was,
Yeah.
And that guy's name was it Chivington? Yes. Colonel Chivington.
Sounds
at
right.
Sand Creek, Colorado, where they enticed Black Kettle to bring in his Cheyenne women and children under white flag. And so they go to the Sand Creek stockade of the U.S. cavalry where they're under white flag. And then Chivington shows up, surrounds the place, and kills them all. Mainly women and children, known as the Sand Creek Massacre. So, yeah, I mean, with all of that history, that's why Oklahoma ended up with the Panhandle Strip. And you may recall when we crossed that Panhandle Strip, it was on the, no shit, folks, the Donald Trump Memorial Highway.
That's right.
U.S. Route 285.
But no, I don't think it's Memorial yet because he's still alive.
It was just the Donald Trump Highway.
Right. I think we were actually
right.
joking.
Donald Trump Memorial
it was eventually
Highway
going to be, yeah.
He's still very much alive. Totally not a clone.
Lo and behold,
Unlike
just
Biden.
a couple of weeks later was the first attempt, too. That's funny.
So is Biden alive or is Biden as dead as Jimmy Carter?
Dude, Biden's been dead for years as far as I can tell. I don't know what these things are that they're dragging out in front of cameras and in front of large crowds and calling them Joe Biden. That's not Joe Biden.
I mean, to be honest, the last year and a half of Jimmy Carter's sightings as Crypt Keeper meets Stephen Hawking, I'm not even sure if that was Jimmy Carter anyway. I don't know what the fuck that was.
I don't either. It might have been just like a doll. Because they have those lifelike dolls now that are actual, like, human size.
I need to make a song with a video that has where I just keep showing, like, Di-Fi, aka Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, showing Mitch McConnell stroking out, Dr. Ron Paul stroking out, more Jimmy Carter, just showing all of the what was that term? Come on, don't brain fart on me. Oh, octogenocracy. Our octogenocracy, our government of 80-year-olds and older. To show the vibrant youthful nature of our shining city on a hill and best democracy for humanity ever. God, seriously, they don't have any younger, fresher talent in the stable to hoodwink us back into the illusion of Republican style governance.
No, not anyone capable. Are you kidding me? We don't even, there's not even a Nixon out there right now.
What about Poot Booty Fudge? He's not that old.
It's
And he
again,
checks,
it's
he
not.
ticks,
Have
he
you
ticks all the
ever
boxes.
listened to him talk?
But he's former intelligence, and wasn't he pregnant? Doesn't he have children with his male partner? Or
I don't think he was the one that carried the baby.
oh,
I think it was the other guy.
the other
He
guy.
strikes me as a prima donna. Always has.
But Rat Boy has charisma, Driz.
No, he really doesn't.
Yeah, he really does.
Really doesn't,
Okay.
and he's dumb.
Well, there's Kamala Harris.
Also
we just went from
dumb.
bad to worse.
Yeah.
Okay, skip that. Bad idea. Okay, who else is there?
There isn't.
There's nobody.
No.
All right. Well, okay. Let's go to Team Coke then. Fuck Pepsi. Let's go to Team Coca-Cola. What about Guyliner?
What about him?
I mean, he's riding shotgun with fucking Cheeto dick now. And I've actually smelled his overly powerful musk.
Ugh.
And I don't mean Elon Musk. I mean even
that sounds
slimier and
unpleasant.
nastier. It smelled like vanilla, leather, lavender mix. Because JD Vance is in Ohio, and he's our senator still, I think. Senator JD Vance.
But
and I
yeah,
met him
for a few more days. Yeah.
I met him in Ironton, and I met him in Chillicothe. But I only shook hands with him in Ironton.
Wait, he was at the biker rally?
No, I met him at Ironton and Chillicothe.
Right. Chillicothe's where they have the Harley Davidson rally, right?
There is a Harley store up there. I don't know if they have a Harley rally in Chillicothe.
Wow.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure they do. They used to.
Well, now bear in mind,
I mean, I know Harley Davidson went woke and like people cut up their motorcycles and shit over
well,
it.
that's because of their German CEO, Johann Zeitz. Johann Zeitz. But I had a delivery to the Harley Davidson dealership in Huntington, West Virginia the other day. And completely fucking empty. That place is normally packed. Totally fucking empty. They got like 12 salesmen and 3 parking lots around the place. Totally fucking empty. Emptyville. The key takeaway is go woke and go broke.
Well, there
Which I noticed there was
a Harley dealership in Winchester. And I actually, when I was working in insurance, I went in there a few times because I didn't own the account for them, but I knew the person who did, and I would assist that person in getting stuff done in that account. There was never a whole lot of people in the Harley dealership when I would go in there. Like, it was always just like massive showroom with like all kinds of gear and cycles, obviously. It was like nobody was in there shopping.
So you are correct.
That was like 15 years ago.
This year's Easy Riders Bikers Rodeo Tour, the original biker campout from Easy Riders, has moved last year from the famous Chillicothe location to a brand new location at Smoking Coal Farms in Bloomville, Ohio. And they're going to be back again for 2024. So August 29th, 2024, come on out to Bloomville,
Well, that was
Ohio.
last year.
And oh yeah, it's 2025 now.
That's right.
Okay, I want to see where the fuck Bloomville is. 'Cause I've never
Can't
heard of
get
this
one
place.
past me.
Oh, wow. Well, Bloomville is like fucking almost all the way to Toledo. What the fuck?
Why would you go to Toledo?
I know, right? Well, let's look at Chillicothe bike rally. So, yes, you were correct. Traditionally, there's been a major bikers rally in Chillicothe. I wouldn't know that because I'm not a biker.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well,
but I
I've been
can say
around
that
bikers my entire life. That's how I know.
all across West Virginia and Ohio, there are all kinds of bikers. And every
Mhm.
single day, I meet whole groups of bikers. I mean, when I say groups, it's like 10, 15, 20, 30 of them going by the whole gang, not just one or two. And especially in West Virginia.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter how shitty the weather is or anything. Hardcore motherfucking bikers around here.
Well, West Virginia, you have actual biker bars, like all
Oh,
over
yeah.
the place.
All over the place.
Well, that's because in West Virginia, you just have bars all over the place. Like people
Yeah.
have them down in their basement and shit.
There's bars
It's kind of
and
cool,
gambling halls where you
right?
can do the lottery machines and stuff. Got those fucking things goddamn everywhere. There's more places to play the lottery and gamble than even
Hmm.
bars to drink at. It's ridiculous. That and fucking Dollar General stores. Goddamn, every 3 miles.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh, son of a bitch, they built another one here too. God damn.
Well, they have
What the
to.
fuck, Dollar General?
They have to get the cheap crap to these people somehow.
And at least it's made in a friendly country like PRC and not
Right.
China. Whatever PRC stands for.
The
That's like, I won't eat
Polynesia.
GMO food. I don't care if it's got bioengineered ingredients on the label. At least it's not GMO. Not pulling one over on me. I read the label.
I read the labels too. It's depressing. It really is.
Whatever happened with the whole controversy over Canadian Fruit Loops versus American Fruit Loops, Bobby Kennedy Jr.?
I'm not familiar with that one. What the hell? What's going on
You
there?
didn't hit that. That was a big brouhaha in the American media. You didn't
When?
hear about it?
No.
Bobby Kennedy was pointing out that if you look at the ingredients on a box of Kellogg's Fruit Loops that is sold in Canada
Mm-hmm.
versus a box of Kellogg's Fruit Loops that's sold in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
the one in Canada only has like 6 ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
and the one in the United States has like 14, including all of the FD&C, Blue Lake, and Red 40, and
That's right.
um, petrochemical oil dyes.
It's exactly the same in Mexico as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And so he pointed that out, and then people were like, "Oh my God, Bobby Kennedy is so MAGA. He's so Trump." And it's like, what the fuck does MAGA and Trump have to do with the fact that they put shit in our food that no one else puts in their food? What the fuck does one have to do with the other? We're talking about shit in the food, not shit on the TV.
Right.
But anyway,
Well, it's stuff that they're allowed to put in the food here that they're not
Mhm.
allowed to put it in other countries.
Right, because it's not actually food.
Correct. It's poison.
Yeah, on purpose,
Correct.
deliberate, premeditated, sinister, malicious,
Well,
malevolent.
it's for the pharmaceutical companies, and it's for the private healthcare companies, because they
The
have
only way
to
to keep
have
sick care,
customers.
I mean, we don't have health care.
No,
We have sick care. And in order to keep sick care profitable, we're going to need more sickness.
well, no, it's
more
just
often.
it's just good business practice, Yona, because Goldman Sachs did like this huge research study where they asked the question: is a healthcare model where you actually cure disease viable? And they found out
No, it's
no,
not.
because you'll end
No.
up putting yourself out of business.
If everybody's healthy, then how are you going to make money?
Exactly.
Fuck all that.
Right.
More sickness, please.
Yeah, they
More
found you
sickness,
keep
please.
people just healthy enough to keep going to work. But that's it. And you're good. You're good to go.
Since World War III is already underway, when's it going to get more exciting here? Because, I remember last year, we're only 2 days into 2025, mind you, but last year,
You
there
haven't
was
had
so
enough excitement
much
yet?
there was so much buildup to this,
The dude in New Orleans had an upside down ISIS flag on his truck, Yona. What more do you want?
I want more Confederate flags. I thought we were going to do the Civil War 2.0. We've already got the South Park episode where Cartman becomes General Robert E. Lee. Come on, man. I know you remember that episode.
I do remember that episode. I thought that was hilarious.
For those that don't recall, Richmond, Virginia was the capital of a nation.
Well, the capital of the South.
And the Confederate States of America was a nation that had international relations and embassies.
Correct. They
Hello,
did.
France. Hello, England.
Well, France has always been a political whore. They'll get in bed with anybody. Doesn't really matter.
France puts out.
Yeah.
After all, it was when the doughboys who were fighting in the trench warfare of World War I, when they began to French kiss and get blowjobs and all this other weird, sexy stuff happening, that was all the French.
Mm-hmm.
Blowjobs and butt stuff and
I believe that butt stuff was the French. That's where it
French
came from.
ticklers
Absolutely.
and all this stuff, and they brought all that back to America. And like, all right, American women, y'all need to be more slutty and hoary like the French.
So they stopped bathing.
Not everything is gay with the French. They're not just gay; they're also whores and sluts. There you go.
Well,
Try to give a balanced telling of the narrative here. Balanced.
No, they sound gay. I didn't say they were gay. I said they sound gay.
Right. But to be fair, if you've ever been to the west side of Paris along the Boulevard Périphérique, there's a huge forest called the Bois de Boulogne. Yeah. Bois de Boulogne.
The Bois of Bologna.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bologna Woods. Bologna Woods. And there's Bologna pony rides there. Anyway. Which is also where Rachel Gunn gave her immortal performance of Australian kangaroo breakdancing.
Oh my God, that was in France, wasn't it? Holy shit.
Just last summer in Gay Paris.
That's right. Gojira was there. They had trannies dancing on international television to kick off the festivities. There's nothing gay about that.
Yeah. Remember the bearded tranny dude in the opening ceremony?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was wearing the Bill Clinton blue Epstein dress.
Yes. And also the pale horse galloping across the water with the rider on top. That was interesting.
Very entertaining.
Still haven't figured out what the fuck that was supposed to mean. But
you know what?
Who knows?
We've got about 10 minutes left.
Oh.
And
look at that.
There is one song that I do want to circle back to 2024 for, featuring Bryson Gray, called Demon Side, which in the video I took the footage of one of these weird choreography type New World Order satanic rituals. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, really.
Right.
Just weird. This is called, it is Bryson Gray. Yeah. Bryson Gray, Marine the Rapper, and DJ High Yona. That's me. Demon Side Got Hard for Tunnel remix. Because this is at the Got Hard Tunnel opening ceremony.
Ah.
Oh, wait a second. You can't hear it or see it because I haven't shared it yet.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're anxiously awaiting.
All right, there it is. Okay, all right. Y'all ready for some dancing? Hail Satan. Hail Satan. So you see this and you're like, is this the Olympics? Is this NBC? Is this a Budweiser commercial? Is this NFL halftime? Are we opening a new Swiss rail tunnel? Yes to all of the above. It's all the shows, the choreography, put on by the same people.
Live from the 304.
Hey, it's time you step for Christ on, you know?
We be in the field, but they never out. They on a wild path, we on a narrow route. They say God first, but it's just for clout. Christ gang. If you see a demon, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Psalm 1:1, go and check it out. If we see a demon, if we see a demon right there, it's where we leave him. Demon time is over, you know it's your shoe season. Why you making Christian rapping? Jesus ain't the reason. Psalm 1:1 can't walk in counsel of the heathen. Half time, so they really in it for the pants. Well, Yachty painters, I think he trying to turn trans. Stepping on the devil head, let me hit my pants. If you a child to say a dog, then we can't be friends. We be in the field, but they never out. They on a wide path, we on a narrow route. They say God first, but it's just for clout. Christ gang. If you see a demon, stop the devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Psalm 1:1, go and check it out.
Psalm 1:1, go and check it out. Blessed is the man who stays strapped when he's stepping out. I'm a rough God on my body, I'm a weapon now. I know that they high, gone on top, now they sweating out. Always down to march, stop the devil out. I be slinging slang like a pebble now. Reppin' Christ's gang, got a record now. Covered in the blood, also set it out.
Read Ephesians 5, better check it out. We be in the field, but they never out. They on a wild path, we on a narrow route. They say God first, but it's just for clout. Christ gang. If you see a demon, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Psalm 1:1, go and check it out.
Psalm 1:1, go and check it out.
Hey, it's time you step for Christ on, you know?
We be in the field, but they never out. They on a wild path, we on a narrow route. They say God first, but it's just for clout. Christ gang. If you see a demon, stop a devil out.
Oh, we haven't got there
devil
yet.
out.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Hey, stop a devil out. Psalm 1:1, go and check it out. If we see a demon, if we see a demon right there, it's where we leave him. Demon time is over, you know it's your shoe season. Why you making Christian rapping? Jesus ain't the reason. Psalm 1:1 can't walk in counsel of the heathen. Half time, so they really in it for the fans. Well, Yachty painters, I think he trying to turn trans. Stepping on the devil head, let me hit my pants. If you would try to say a dog, then we can't be friends. We be in the field, but they never out. They on a wild path, we on a narrow route. They say God first, but it's just the cow price gang. If you see a demon, stop the devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Psalm 1:1, go and check it out.
Psalm 1:1, go and check it out. Blessed is the man who stays strapped when he's stepping out. I'm above God on my body, I'm a weapon now. I know that they high, got on top, now they sweating out. Always down the march, stop the devil out. I'll be slinging slang like a pebble now. Reppin' Christ gang.
All right, here we go.
Covered in the blood, also set it out.
Read Ephesians 5, better check it out. We be in the field, but they never out. They on the wide path, we on the narrow route. They say God first, but it's just for clout. Christ gang. If you see a demon, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Psalm 1:1, go and check it out.
Psalm 1:1, go and check it out.
See that picture they're recreating of hell with people in the paint?
I thought that's what that was.
Yeah. Oh, this is great art.
Like, this is actually more disturbing than the Olympic ceremonies.
That's why I'm playing it.
Hey, it's time you step for Christ on, you know?
We be in the field, but they never out. They on the wide path, we on the narrow route. They say God first, but it's just for clout. Christ gang. If you see a demon, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Psalm 1:1, go and check it out. If we see a demon, if we see a demon right there, is where we leave him. Demon time is over, you know it's just you a season. Why you making Christian rap if Jesus ain't the reason? Psalm 1:1 can't walk in counsel of the heathen. Halftime, so they really in it for the fans. Well, Yachty pain his nails, I think he trying to turn trans. Stuffing on the devil head, let me hit my pants. If you were trying to say it, dog, then we can't be friends. We be in the field, but they never out. They on the wide path, we on the narrow route. They say God first, but it's just
right.
the Christ gang. If you see a demon, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out.
There's my
Psalm 1:1, go and check it out.
Finally.
Psalm 1:1, go and check it out. Blessed is the man who stays strapped when he's stepping out. I'm above God on my body, I'm a weapon now. I know that they high, got on top, now they sweating out. Always down the march, stop the devil out. I'll be slinging slang like a pebble now. Reppin' Christ gang, gotta reckon out. Covered in the blood, also set it out.
Read Ephesians 5, better check
it's
it out.
got tits.
We be in the field, but they never out. They on the wide path, we on the narrow route. They say God first, but it's just for clout. Christ gang. If you see a demon, stop a devil out. Hey, stop a devil out.
You got food.
Hey, stop a devil out. Psalm 1:1, go and check it out.
Psalm 1:1, go and check it out.
Yeah, there's not a place. Yeah, that's just food. Wow, we just had 12 Just get better and better. That's why I was so excited for the wing. Or is it a dude? Oh, sometimes dudes have big boobs. No, those are chick boobs.
That
That's
was
just makeup. That's just
no,
makeup.
we don't need to hear her. No. That was educational. That's what we're gonna say. We're gonna say that was educational.
That was very educational. I feel culturally enriched at this point.
That's a good thing, because we don't have time to do anything else really.
The good news is
that was
there's
fucking bizarre.
There's another Swiss tunnel that's going to open up this year, so we're going to have another Swiss tunnel opening ceremony later this spring, and I guarantee we're going to cover it, Drizzle.
All right.
How could
I want
we
to see
not?
that footage.
I want
We
more
have
of that
to.
choreography. I want more frontal nudity. I want more people swinging from the ceiling in chains.
I don't think those were real tits.
No,
They didn't move.
there's surgeries for that.
Yeah.
Silicone.
I mean, I might be something of an expert on natural boobs. I don't think those were natural. I could be wrong though.
I had no idea about this whole thing with words on Twitch and good words and bad words.
I didn't
and things.
either, and I'm actually negligent in my auto mod duties at the moment.
I'm really, really looking forward to engaging more with the Twitch lexicon, and we're obviously going to have to lay down the law when it comes to the words.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get some shit figured out. I don't
Thank
know.
God we freed the gun. Everyone rest assured, the gun is wide the fuck open on our GT Dub Liberty Radio chats.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Liberty
Gun
Radio.
away.
It's there's no such thing as forbidden words. Are you kidding? Like, it was what you want mind control? You want somebody else telling you what you can and can't say? Okay. That's you're in the wrong spot if that's what you're after. Oh shit. It's time to get out of here, Yona. Tell him what you need to tell him.
Woohoo! Well, first of all, why don't you take a gander over to that awesome website, www.manufacturingreality.org. That's the website where you can see the flavors like Grounded History with Yona, where whenever I occasionally write, which I was writing some today, I just got to get it typed up. I'm actually going to jump back on there and start doing articles again. Although I have to do the SEO stuff at the bottom, and that's kind of tedious.
No, you don't.
I don't have to do SEO anymore?
Nope.
Yay.
No, SEO like died about 4 years ago, quite honestly.
Thank God.
Nobody's using it anymore.
Good riddance. But isn't there also a value section on there?
Yeah. There's a place where we can take payments, and it'll direct you to Cash App and buy me a coffee and the crypto wallet and all that good stuff.
For the donationally inclined.
Correct.
But the most
That's right, because we never
everyone to do
we haven't
is
been on
to,
the air for 2 weeks.
Just realize that, yes, you were right. And they were all wrong. That's why you're here. Because, people bullshit you and you still know what's true. And you still know what's bullshit. And as it gets further down the pike here, there'll be more bullshit. But at this point, we're all getting
more bullshit.
Smarter. It's all about identifying the patterns and seeing through the bullshit. And that's why we keep getting fact harder. Love you guys. Wage Doligi. Happy New Year 2025. Oh, we're just getting started, folks. Woohoo!
Yeah. We'll be back next week. Don't know where, but we'll be back next week. Good night, everybody.